Representative Michele Bachmann throwing her support behind the Obamacare Choice Act. What's that? Representative Bachmann joins us. So tell us, what is this act?
Well, it's freedom from the individual mandate so that you don't have to pay the penalty. Because as everyone knows, President Obama gave a big break to big businesses, and we're saying everybody needs to have that, because now that this is a total failure, we got to do something about it. And, you know, my home state of Minnesota supplied the 60th vote for Obamacare on the Senate side. There would be no Obamacare if Minnesota wouldn't have supplied that 60th vote. So I think really what we need to do is say, for all of you senators and all of you Democrat representatives who voted for this bill, now it's your chance, it's your time to fix it. So if my premiums are going up, if my deductibles are going up, if my copays are going up, what are they going to do about it? And I think that instead of standing back saying, badia, that's all, folks, now they've got to actually do something, and they've got to deliver for the American people.
Right. Chances, I mean, you got a chance in the House, but you got zero chance in the Senate. Would you agree?
No, I don't
really?
agree. I actually think that these Democrat senators are going to be so shocked, because that's what people in Minnesota are saying. What's Al Franken going to do about the fact that my premium just jacked $2,000 next year, or my deductible tripled next year? It's reality.
See, I think, I mean, the young and invincible are so important to this equation, because they would pay into it in theory, and then they don't take anything out of it because they're young and healthy. Yeah. And I have yet to meet someone who I say, I'll give you $700, you're age 20. Do you buy an iPhone or do you buy insurance?
Yeah, you buy the iPhone. Are you kidding me? Of course
they will. Do you know
will.
anybody who would buy insurance over an iPhone?
Who in their right mind would buy it?
At that age.
Because they're thinking, okay, well, flip a coin. I could pay a $95 penalty, or I could get my iPhone. I'm getting my iPhone, because I don't think they see the reality of paying a penalty anyway, that they're ever going to have to do it.
But even if they should get sick 3 months later, they can get insurance
Exactly. Then. So the system was never going to work, and these geniuses here in Washington, D.C., who decided Obamacare was a great deal, they didn't figure on something called human nature, and that people are going to look out for their own best interests, including 20-year-olds who'd much rather go to Fort Lauderdale over spring break, who'd much rather buy the iPhone, who'd rather have internet access, who'd rather get a frappe at Starbucks. I mean, they're not going to change their lifestyle to satisfy a president with utopian ideals.
You know, I say this night after night. I really care about the people who are middle class and people who don't have anything get a chance to have health care.
Of course, and that's why we all would have been much better off to put $5 billion a year in a pre-existing condition plan. That's what the Washington Post said it would cost. I'm a huge fiscal conservative, Greta. I would personally write the check for $5 billion a year to pay for the pre-existing conditions of the American people. $5 billion, that isn't even a rounding error in this town. We could take care of that, take that off the table, and satisfy the most heartbreaking issue for the American people.
Because we had to do something. But
and we could have done it.
Well, but it's got to be.
We still could.
Well, we need to do something for so many Americans who don't have access to health care.
Because right now under Obamacare, the sad reality is, for pre-existing conditions, that fund has already gone belly up. Less than 1% of the people with pre-existing conditions are getting the money, because there's no money in the fund. So there's a big difference between passing a law saying you've got it and having the money to pay for it.
Representative, thank you.
Good to see you.
And coming up, HHS Secretary